by day, no problem. Call it whatever you want to call it. But in those texts, they clearly say that these are spells and not laws. You're not going to find that in the books. You're not going to find that in the papyrus of Ani. Because that's really what you're talking about, the papyrus Ani and these 42 negative confessions. Not once does he declare that these are laws. There's an issue. So unlike the Torah, which was for our entire culture of people, the entire culture of our people lived by and was able to live by these laws. You understand what I'm saying? But when we come to the ancient Kemet and we're looking at things, and we're looking at these things, what we see is something that's not common to everybody. Most of the people that we know in ancient Kemet, and I'll bring the archaeology out on this, they could not even read the hieroglyphics. They could not even read the hieroglyphics. So how are they living by the laws that they can't even read for themselves? We don't even get a codified book of Mayat until 700, 730 BCE. And we know that prior to that, the code of any codified book of Mayat for any codified book of Mayat. And I'm just giving you the kibbles. I'm not hitting you with the bricks. So again, another argument that he wants to try and make, he brought up the 70 elders, another non sequitur thing, because now he's talking about that in the relation to the Septuagint. Again, we had the book of the Torah well before we got to the time of the Ptolemies. Because that's the time you talk about when you bring the 70 elders. You need to study chronology, brother. You're chronology off. So again, when we're making these arguments, the first thing that we need to do is you first need to stop buck dancing around this topic and deal with the 42 negative confessions of Ma'at. Deal with it. And then you have to show its influence. You have to show its transmission. And then you actually have to show the understanding of why you're saying what you're saying when it comes to the point of, well, Abraham understood these particular laws when it came to a man's wife. That had nothing to do with the 42 negative confessions in that book, because that Pharaoh did not quote them in Genesis chapter 25. He didn't quote any, he didn't say, I'm going to quote you the laws of Ma'at, according to the laws of Ma'at. He never said that. In that instance that you gave, it specifically says that that particular Pharaoh, who was a Pharaoh over Gezer, not actually over all of Egypt, but only a portion of ancient Kemet, that particular Pharaoh dealt with Abraham on a level that he says, look, I go into my own prophets, and my prophets told me this. He said he didn't even deal with the prophets that Abraham had, because Abraham didn't ascribe to any prophets or any law when he came into that land. It said Abraham was a stranger to that land, right? So him trying to make that connection and correlation fails in and on itself. He can't prove that they were following the laws of Ma'at. You made that up. And that's what he's going to have to do a lot in this debate. He's going to make a whole lot of stuff up that he can't substantiate with archaeology. He can't substantiate with anthropology. He can't substantiate in historiography. But I'm going to show you that there was two different cultures living during the time. Let's talk about chronology. Let's say we go with a higher chronology or a low chronology, whichever one you want to take. But I take the low chronology. Let's say the Exodus was about 1446 BCE. Let's go with that chronology. That's on you. I'm going to give you a heads up. We're going to go with 1446 BCE. You're going to have to show us transmission of the laws of Ma'at in 1446 BCE down into the Canaanite or into the land of Canaan. I'll take you even there. But let's talk about where the Israelites were actually residing in the city of Avaris. When we get down into the city of Avaris, according to Manfred Vitek, who's done excavations down in that land, he'll tell you that there was a culture there that lived down in Avaris, namely Goshen, right? In the Bible, it's called Goshen or Goshen, that they were completely different people that lived in a completely different, to the point where we see that the ancient people of Kemet would not even eat with them, because these people were sheep herders. These people were goat herders. As a matter of fact, the ancient Israelites in that land, or the people in that land of Avaris, according to Manfred Vitek, and the way that he dug out those long-faced sheep bones there, those people actually were eating lamb. The Kemetic people of that time, 1446 BC, had to eat lamb. They would not ram. They deified the ram during the time period. So clearly, see two people culture in this. So try to correlate the theology and saying that these people didn't even keep the same dietary laws, but yet they kept the same deity practice of the deity. That's a false equivocation. You can't make that argument with I give you bricks, just giving you the pebbles.
Starting to go in and out.
Yeah, it's cutting. Yeah, that's better.
I think it's
you was cutting it out.
Yeah. I think he done. You cut out at the end, Elder Yarah.
Yeah, I hear. I just said, brother, he need to go back and do a hard reset on his information.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yes.
Yeah, he said a lot right there.
He
said a lot right there. None of it went against what we were talking about, though. It was kind of like a lot of left field things. He said something about the Torah. I think he said the Torah was older than the Septuagint. Yes. The earliest we saw, I think, was like 400, or not 400, I'm sorry, 450 BC. So I'll give you like maybe 200 before, 20 years before the Ptolemies. I guess the Persians that would have been taken over at that time. I don't see how that.
Is it me or is he cutting out as well? Or is he just frozen as well?
That was him.
Frozen.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's frozen right now.
yeah, man. He needs to get some commit and internet, man. Yeah,
The ancestors in Kemet don't want to hear it. No,
some commit. Yeah, some Amara internet,
Deb's
man.
mad at you.
Yeah.
That thing you'll be saying is an act of Yah, innit? It's an act of Yah.
Yeah, no. The other one needs Yahweh. He needs Yahweh. Yeah, Yahweh. Yahweh internet is it a Wi-Fi? You get me? What's going on? He's back. Is that? You said Mosh.
Yo, I'm listening, man. I'm interested, man. This is interesting, man. The brothers are making some great points.
I know.
Both some great points so far. Yeah.
My bad. My phone overheated.
Hey,
Let him finish. Let him finish.
They said Horace let you down on that one,
Yeah,
brother.
can y'all hear me good? My bad. My phone overheated.
Yeah, man. We got you now.
Okay, I'm straight now.
Yeah.
All right. I don't even know where it left off at. I think I had just brought up how old the Torah was. And I was telling him like the earliest we had saw was like I saw 450 BC. I saw some Jewish dudes saying 1,000 years, 1,000 BC. So I guess that'll be like maybe 400 years after Moses left for the Exodus. I don't see how that can take us anywhere near the time of Mayad. I don't see how that's relevant. I think that's just something for him to hold on to and feel good about. I didn't get why he brought that up at all. When I brought up the Pharaoh that interacted with Abraham, what I was showing in that analogy was that Pharaoh actually had principles that he lived by.
Yeah,
and he didn't call them laws, and he didn't sit down and have church with the brother and say, yo, these are the declarations of innocence that I have to make when I transition, so I can't be doing it to your wife, brother. He didn't say all that. He was just like, yo, this is against, what I'm on. We gonna do it to people's wives. I'm a Pharaoh. I can pick any woman out here I want. I got concubine, I got all type of stuff. I don't want your wife, bro. That's what that was about. And is somebody talking right now? Because this phone is low.
Now everyone mute up. You got echo. Someone's got echo.
No, it's Black Jesus Minister.
Somebody echoing or something. My bad. It's throwing me off.
Go
on. So that's what I'm saying. That's a great point. And the reason I brought up Abraham, because it's preceding Moses in his own book, and it's already showing that we are practicing these principles.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? I'm saying your great grandfather knew I was practicing these principles. He came up in this land and dealt with us, and we showed you this is how we living. They've been knew that from him to Joseph to all the interactions we've had with each other with the Hebrews. They knew that we went by these principles. You know what I mean? And I'm telling him that when the person that brought him his laws grew up in the Luxor temple, maybe he need to Google the Luxor temple. I feel like maybe that's what it is, because right now it's just a word. But if he Google it and actually look at that thing is it's gigantic, and it's the laws, all the guys, it's written on the damn wall, and he's walking around there every day as a kid. So it's like you got to deal with that. You got to deal with that. You have to tell me, how can you not see that? How can your parents is telling you, yo, you got to follow these principles to make sure you transition in the afterlife. They've been telling you that for 40 years, and you knew about it. When Moses killed the Egyptian that was beating the Hebrew, because he knew he had broke one of those laws. What are you running for if you don't recognize them as laws? He didn't know the codification. He decided just to skip town. He skipped town because, come on, your book tells you he skipped town. He skipped town because he knew he broke the laws. These are things that we've been on, and when we come to you guys, we have to use theory and try to pretend what's in a book. But when it comes to us, you can see the laws. You can see people buried with the laws on their coffin. This is a lifestyle. This is something they really lived. You know what I mean? As far as transmission, you got that from Garfield, and that is such a bad argument. I don't know why people keep saying that. They're literally saying, if you didn't catch me copying your homework, then did I really copy your homework? Even though we got the same answers, the same punctuations, the same grammar errors. It's like it doesn't even make sense. And if you want to talk about the transmission, what greater chance do you have than walking to the bathroom at night and Mayat's painted on the wall? It's a whole funeral scene with like the heart on the scales. You got what happens if you go bad. You got an alligator, a guy with alligator face ready to kill you if I don't follow these laws.
Sorry, my brother.
Got the great heavens if I do follow the laws, bruh. The transmission is right there with your characters.
Sorry,
and if you don't want to,
do we have a date for that?
Character that stood there, that stayed there for 40 years as a noble, as one of the big wigs in the city, like he getting chauffeured, he valet, he's eating sushi, like he's one of the top dogs. He's with the pharaohs. So I just think you got to deal with these facts, and if you not dealing with these facts, makes everything else that you stand on look so questionable. Because a reasonable person to say, if he doesn't admit to this, what will he admit to? What else is he hiding? What else is he lying about? What else has he decided to be a revisionist about? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, man. This is low-hanging fruit. That's why they told you across the pond, this has been taken care of. It's not even a thing. They understand it. And it makes sense. How could it not? You lived there for 400 years. You know that everything. Oh, and this is another great point. I'm glad we're having this build. I'm just rambling too. My bad, y'all. Another great point. Y'all got in trouble all the time for worshiping other gods. Y'all worship other gods so much that the guy that made the clouds and the heavens cursed y'all, came down and started doing things just to you. But then you're going to tell me that we didn't influence you. So you're going to worship other gods so bad that God get mad. But the worship of those other gods didn't influence you. I mean, we are literally like getting to like an insane level of like miscomprehension. And that's why I said I think that they're smart. So this must all be to protect orthodoxy. It's like you're playing defense. You know you're wrong, but you got to play defense. And the stronger you play defense, like it's like your team will rock with you and maybe like give you credence, make you feel good about yourself. Like, hey, you really stood strong against those facts, brother. You know what I'm saying? But in real life, you know what I'm talking about. So I just feel like, man.
But one question.
Reasoning.
Can I
Yeah,
ask you one question?
Go ahead. What's up?
Yeah. Can we get a date even for the Maya? How old is that?
Maya goes back to the old kingdom. So we're talking like 2800 BCE, like from the beginning, since Narmer like combined both of the things. She's the consort of Thoth.
Yeah,
Thoth
but I'm saying
so
don't you think it's before that? Way before that.
I mean, I'm going off archaeology, because if I just go off like oral traditions, then I would have to accept all their oral traditions. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm gonna go from when we can find it on a piece of stone, or when there's a body with Thoth's name on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we actually have. So I'm gonna take it to like the 300. I mean, the what's that? 3rd millennium BCE. That's what we got for that. Like I said, they don't even enter the story until Abraham. And the first time he come to the city, he found out about Maya. We like, yo, we don't do it to people's wives, bro. That's against what we do. I gotta transition after death and tell them I ain't did it to nobody's wife.
Yeah,
you know
Abraham is definitely
the brother sniper. Can we get the rebuttal, please, Sniper?
Brother
Sniper.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me, brothers?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sisters. Yeah. Since you asked that question, can we now transition into questions? And I have a question if you would like to allow us to transition to questions.
All right. I just want to give Brother Yarah time to rebuttal that one, and then we go from there. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me say this. The brother keeps referring back to Abraham, right? And this is where he dies in this argument, right? Because the Bible narrative itself, let's just deal with that from what he knows about Abraham. The Bible tells us that Abraham came from Ur of the Chaldees. He came from Ur. This tells us that's his nativity, his origin, his genesis is from the time of Ur.
Right.
If my brother actually does any types of study, there's something that we understand that we call in archaeology, it's called the Code of Namu. Nammu. I'm gonna give you this one. It's called the Code of Namu. Back to 2050 BCE, well before we see any code of the laws of Ma'at. Directly, this is the place where Abraham would have come from. And in that code of Namu, it talks about thou shalt not kill, right? And it gives these different laws of civil laws. It also gives laws of how one should conduct themselves in society. Just we see in Torah. So if you want to show a direct transmission, let's deal with Abraham, Isaac, his son, Jacob, his grandson, or Israel, his grandson, which we get the Israelites. Wouldn't it make more sense for you to argue that Abraham would have taught those particular set of laws to his children and to his grandchildren, and then on to the rest of the Israelites that we see in the Bible that coalesce, that actually connect more with what we see in the Torah? Especially, let's even go to the codes of Hammurabi within the same area in time that we see before we have this codified law of Ma'at. You would have a better argument arguing that the codes of Hammurabi influenced the Ten Commandments more, because this is the group of people who the Israelites tell you they come through. So why would they go to an outside culture to say the exact same thing that's within the culture that they've already come from their patriarch all the way down? So this is what I'm talking about when we arguing these particular points. People are not well studied in history to really make this argument of influence. You're not going to show any evidence of transmission. Simply saying Moses understood that killing was wrong, that was something that we read dating all the way back to the book of Genesis. That has been something that's innate to human culture before we get any law of Ma'at. Because if you actually deal with that, you're going to mean to tell me that no Pharaoh who followed Ma'at ever killed anyone? We have evidence in Kemetic culture of human sacrifices. There's no justification for this. The laws of Ma'at to human sacrifices, but we clearly see this in ancient Kemet. Would you like me to bring you a source of the pharaohs throwing virgins into the Nile River to sacrifice them to the god Sobek? That's killing. So when we talk about these particular types of things, I'm telling you, brother, the laws that we see in the Ten Commandments versus what we see in these negative confessions or these confessions of innocence, which are not laws. I'm going to say that again. They are laws. He's going to show any text that talks these were laws.
He breaking up bad.
Code of Ma'at, but before then, we already have an existence of Ten Commandments. We already have an existence the codes of Hammurabi. We already have an existence the codes of Namu. We have a code. We have a law
Brother Yarah.
They way back to 23.
He's all right. He's all right now.
You're not going to be able
to ask him to go back. Ask him to pause and go back a bit. Go back a little bit. We lost you for a moment. If you could just rewind yourself back, maybe about a minute or so.
Yeah.
If you could go back about a minute or two, because you was cutting out quite a bit.
Yeah, the last bit. The last bit.
Okay.
Yeah, the last bit that you said.
Before you start talking about the laws of Hammurabi.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Clearly, we have a clearer connection with the laws of Hammurabi with the Ten Commandments than we do any influence. Right. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Like I said, we have a clear connection with the laws of Hammurabi being more correlated and being more parallel to the Ten Commandments than we do with the 42 negative confessions of Ma'at.
Okay.
understand.
Oh, he froze. Yeah, these chemists are onto you, man. Something messing with your internet.
We heard about the correlation of the
That's all I
commandments
wanted to
with
say.
the confession. Yeah, we heard that part, but yeah, it was a bit clearer now. I get the message, man. Definitely. So do you want to do another rebuttal from brother JJ? Because obviously brother Yarah went first, so it's only right that he gets his third round, innit? And then we can go questions.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm ready for questions. I think it's still down over there.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, you're good.
did you want to do a rebuttal to what he said though, brother JJ?
You mean Andrew?
Yeah,
or
Andrew the
JJ?
Great.
Andrew, sorry. Andrew the Great. My bad. I keep calling you JJ. It's Andrew the Great. Andrew the Great.
That's not Andrew. Don't trip. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel you. Nah, I don't really have a rebuttal. I felt like he kind of he couldn't deal with what we were talking about, so he kind of went to the left and brought up some other people that may have influenced them. I guess he's saying living amongst the other people, they could have been influenced, but not living amongst us. I didn't really get it. But I was, the people heard it, so bless his heart. But now I'm ready for the questions.
Yeah, all right. Who's first? Motion, you got questions? You got
I think
Am I ask a question?
Black Jesus. Oh yeah, Black Jesus Minister. Yeah, Black Jesus Minister had a question from a little while back. Go Black Jesus.
To my brother Andrew, you as a committed Christian, and
did y'all mute?
But
no.
Can y'all still hear me? I hope you can, because my device is kind of janky a little bit. I don't know why. The weather is over here still kind of messing with things. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, start again though.
Okay, all right. So my question is, Brother Andrew, my question to Brother Andrew is, I heard you say a couple of times his book in reference to Yarah's book in reference to the Bible, but yet you identified yourself as a Christian.
Is that my phone? Y'all still on there?
Yeah. No, it's not you.
Sorry, big up people.
I heard the first part.
1 second. I feel like we should just take a quick interlude.
Maybe.
Yeah, let the brothers' connection sort itself out, or him sort out the connection, etc. And everybody else's connection. Because there's been a few connection issues. So maybe we just take a quick interlude. Take a quick, a moment to reflect, on what's been said. There's been some great points made by both brothers. Do you know what I'm saying? There's some great arguments. So yeah, I think just take time to reflect, and if brother JJ, if you want to talk more about the debate, the main debate that's happening later in the month, that'll be most welcome, brother.
Okay, yeah. We the Ultimate Debate League has a couple of debates lined up right now. It's 16 debates that's formulating. A lot of the preliminaries are happening right now. Actually, today on the Lions Den at 4 p.m. If y'all want to come over, Brother Apostle will be going against brother. I think his name is Stab. Those two brothers will be having a preliminary.
Yeah.
Black Jesus got the lineup, so I mean, it's pretty interesting because we got debaters from all walks of life participating, and they all come from different platforms. Right. Usually, when you see a 16-man tournament, it's the people who come from just one platform. They're just trying to fight for the leadership of that one. So this is unique. But if you guys subscribe to the Lions Den, subscribe to Black Jesus Ministry and El Ropa's Clubhouse Streets, you'll be able to see every debate that we got going.
All right.
Do you have contacts for the people them to reach you if they got questions, like anybody in the chat or the panel? Do you have like email or something that the brothers can reach out to you to ask questions, get information, etc.?
Yeah, I can put my information in the private chat, and then you can share it in the chat, or you can share all of our links in the chat. That way, people can subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
I've been sharing this channel right here to all my groups.
All right, big up.
So everybody know where to watch this and where to find you guys as well.
Right.
Give thanks, brother.
So yeah, I put that in the private chat. That way you can put it in the chat.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Minister, you returned, brother?
Where is he?
No, I don't think he's arrived back yet. So maybe we go to another question. Moshe, I think was you asking a question?
Yeah, who's asking a question?
Do you know my question earlier? I'll return back to it because obviously at the minute I was just been listening and kind of like taking the information. So but Beefy's got a question. Let's go to Beefy's question. Beefy's got a lot of questions, right? So I'm gonna read Beefy's question for him, yeah. And he was talking about the correlation between the phrase Adonai, and the Hebrew or the calling of the Hebrew God called Adonai as well. Where did that arrive from? If any of the brothers want to address that question, and big up Brother Beefy for your questions, bro.
Yeah, that's a good question. I have no clue though. Yarah might know. He know that type of stuff.
Thinking.
Nah, he Googling. He Google like an old person. You see his eyes?
I've got some questions.
Is he referring to the cognate of Adon, A-D-O-N? Is that what he's referring to? It just means Lord.
Okay. So
it just means Lord. What did you say? It just means Lord. Obviously, yeah. But is that from that region though? Because you're not claiming to be Chaldeans and stuff like that. And do you understand that? Let me ask you a question. Do you understand that?
I know like that with Atum or Aten, right? But there's really no connection between the term of Adon and Aten.
Okay. I don't think that's what was asked, though, but Adonai is that Hebrew?
Can you guys hear
Adonai.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Brothers and sisters hear me?
It's a bit quiet.
All right, I'll probably finish my question.
Go on, yeah. Ask your question.
Okay, so Brother Andrew, again, you've referred several times to his book, meaning Yarah's book, the Bible, but yet you call yourself a Christian. Do you not consider the Bible to be your book too?
Yes, it's my book too. I probably just said that in the heated debate, but no, it's our book.
Yes, it's my. And do you seek to bring these two groups, the Comedics and the Israelites and the Christians, together based on your study and knowledge that they have so much in common that they actually share a similar or same root?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm on. I think we can bring them together, and I think if we get into like the actual historical Hebrew, the people that you're not gonna find that word there, but when you get into the people that we believe they are, it really gets deep. And he even brought up Arvis, so I was happy that he knew that. But that's a whole different discussion. But when we get into who they are in real life and then into the book, I feel like it reads a different way. But yes, sir, that's what I'm trying to do, like bring the Comedic with the Christian, but the Christians got to take some of this medicine and accept certain facts, and then the same thing with the Comedic, because it's some stuff on there that we're not proud of as well. You know what I mean? But it's history is history.
Yeah, I feel it depends on who's saying the history, because like some people are quoting, but I don't know where they're quoting from. Are they quoting from a European's interpretation of things that happened thousands and thousands of years ago? Because we know, as far as that, the Comedians kept excellent records, right? And only the reason why we know any of these individuals is because they had a king's list. Right.
Very true.
Yeah. So I want to know. For me, the question is what we're talking about in the biblical sense older than the commitments?
No, not at all. Well, if
Not
you're
at
asking
all.
me,
Okay.
if you're asking me, I'm gonna say no.
Literature wise, right? We're even saying just on basic literature.
I mean, that's a loaded question. The answer I would say, of course, it's younger, but the Bible, the beautiful thing about the Bible is that it kind of projects backwards. It writes about things that happened, like previously.
Right.
So if you count that, then it can be wherever your interpretation falls.
Okay. Interesting.
So y'all thought I was one of the Kemet people that don't rock with the Bible. Nah, I'm not one of those.
Yo, someone need to mute. Hold on.
Did you have another question, Black Jesus, or did he fell off again?
Yeah, I just put the link in the private chat if you want to put it in the chat for everybody. That way, if y'all want to also see some of the other preliminaries that's going on in the tournament, subscribe to the Lions.
Yeah, brother. Thank you.
Hold on, Black Jesus.
Somebody need to mute.
Somebody need to take that YouTube on mute. Mute your YouTube.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay. You got it.
Yeah, just real quick. They wanted me to put the. Is it okay? You got to echo. Yeah, we gonna put the. I put the Lions Den link in the private chat. So if you want to put it in there, that way everybody hit that that subscribe button. That way you won't miss any of our preliminaries, our debates, updates, and things of that nature. Also,
can I ask the question when you're done, sir?
Yeah. Also, Black G, you should put yours in private chat so we can find you in LV's channel. And also, the Lions Den is watching right now, so shout out to my team.
Oh, big up! Shout out to the Lions Den.
Man. Yeah, big up. I've got a question.
If you'll go to my Facebook page.
Everyone go on mute. If you're not talking, go on mute because we're getting feedback. Motion.
Yeah, we good. It's
not
Black Jesus Minister, man.
All right, say nothing. My question was for Brother Andrew the Great. Yeah. So, as far as these, as far as I've heard so far, you're not saying that they're confessions. You're saying that they are declarations to some extent. Is what I believe I heard. If I was right, then please confirm. And if they are declarations, can we denote declaration as law, or are we kind of being a bit subjective there?
Hey, that's a good question. I am saying that it is a declaration, and I am saying that I can't say for certain that they use the word law. So I'm not saying that this law came from this law. I'm saying these principles of life influence this law. So I think that would be the thing. If you want to split hairs and say it wasn't the law, so it couldn't influence your law, that would be somewhere that wouldn't be steady ground if that's where you're standing at.
Okay.
So just quickly, Maku, before you ask your next question, Maku, if you give it's up to you, obviously it's your channel, but if you give JJ a spanner, he can put links in the actual chat, the actual YouTube chat, innit?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I got one more question, and this is for both brothers, because I'd like to know Yarah's perspective on this as much as I'd like to know Brother Andrew the Great perspective on this, because I see that you brothers, you're very good at deciphering information or knowledge, whatever you want to call it. So, I'd like to know your perspective on how do we in modern times, what sources do we go to when we want to start learning how to decipher Kemetic languages? And I think Brother Yarah went to like Mesopotamia and that kind of region of languages. How do we decipher them, and who's giving us the code, the text to use to be able to decipher it?
Okay. Are you asking about like deciphering the actual language? Like,
Yeah, the language. Yeah. Who taught us how to read the language? Long story short, where are we learning that from?
I'm alright with it. I'm not good at reading the language. I'm not good at reading the language. I'm better at reading Hebrew or Greek. But in regards to actually me picking up or me reading something fresh off the wall, I know a couple symbols, but I wouldn't even try to lead you in the wrong direction.
No, but I think what I'm asking is, who do you go to when you built your understanding of what the language is saying? Where does that come? Where does your understanding come from? And how do you affirm it?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I guess like the encyclopedia, and different books I have. If you want me to like drop some names of some scholars or something like that, I don't have them handy. But I'll make sure I get that type of info for our debate. So thank you for that question.
And brother Yarah, the same question to you, my brother.
Yeah, I usually go to the thesaurus of Egyptica, right? And it sort of gives us a breakdown. It's based on, it's sort of based on a lot of Alan Gardner's work and his translations of the hieroglyphics. And what he does is he sort of gives us a syntax of the hieroglyphics, of the symbols and the
Did you say
sounds
Alan
related with
Gardner?
those symbols.
Could you
And
say
then
that
he
name again,
begins
please?
to give us, basically it writes us a codex based on the understanding. So we can actually go into Alan Gardner's work or Alan Gardner's dictionary, what most people have actually built their work on. Alan, A-L-N, Gardner, G-A-R, I think it is D-I-N-E-R.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Alan Gardner, but there's a thesaurus of there's a thesaurus of Egyptica, or thesaurus of ancient Egypt, and it gives a whole breakdown on the Vedic hieroglyphics that the ones that they've deciphered so far.
Okay. Now I'm looking him up. As you're talking to me, I'm looking him up. Alan Gardner, born in Eltham, London. He died in Oxford. Educated, Charterhouse School, Queen's College. So I'm looking at the people as you're saying them, but I find that would you all agree that when we're learning about these languages and understanding these texts, a lot of our knowledge, in fact, majority of it is going to be based on what we're learning from the so-called white man then?
That's absolutely correct.
Okay, I just wanted to affirm that with you. I've got no more to it. But obviously, I'm understanding that what you guys have said, and I appreciate the knowledge being shared with us because I feel like I've learned something today.
So, don't you think that would be a problem though? That most of the information was translated by the people who weren't even close to the people in the situation or about the situation or anything. You get me? So it's just their interpretation taken in a modern time. And this is why when we hear things like death and throwing people in Niles and stuff, we can't be certified that that's actually even the truth. Like we can't even certify that what they said is the book of the dead is the book of the dead when it's the book of coming forth by day. That's a kind of major, difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that we can look at and say, we got a problem here.
I don't think it's a problem. I think it's only a problem if you blur the lines. Because one would be like breaking down the language to tell you what the god Thoth did. But if you look at archaeology, if you look at a king's list or who built this, who lived in this place, how many kids did he have, what year was it? Those things are facts. Like, and we not only is it written down, but we have the bodies that we can date and analyze. So it's two different spectrums. Don't blur the lines. When it comes to talking about what Jeb and Newt did, then it goes for interpretation of a European breaking down a language. But when we say the 12th dynasty ended at the death of this king, and that king had this many wives, and he moved the capital to this place, those are facts.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of people from that era like to try to blur the lines, to act like we don't know, like nothing can be facts when no, they're facts.
I remember that's a fact about a pharaoh who's basically tried to erase from history, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
They tried to erase Akhenaten or to Ankh-Arman or whatever they want to call him, right?
Mhm.
They tried to erase him after he built Amana. They broke it down and tried to reinstate the other orders, the other priestly orders. And now I have a problem with the idea of priests, because if you got priests, there has to be a religion, right?
Yeah. No, everybody knows that they have religion. That's what our
Did they?
whole talk is about.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, is it really a religion? Like every pharaoh, Nasut or Nagus, yeah, it just meant king. So these ones that we're talking about, Osiris and that, these were just very specific and very influential or kings of their time, because it seems in the Kemet paradigm, the greatest king to be was Haru. You know what I mean? And when you look into Haru, he was a king and he had a reign. So
Yeah, but I think
Mm.
again, I think you're confusing yourself again. I mean, if you need some help, like I think you should
Mm.
look to the Greeks. Look
Right.
at how the Greek kings were Zeus, and Zeus
Right.
was also a king. Or this
Right.
Greek king prayed to Triton, and Triton was also a king. So, nah, bro, it was a religion that had multifaceted guys. It was a poly. It was a mixture. It's exactly what the Greeks did. I can tell you 20 names of Greek gods, and you can also have a conversation about the Greek religion, and you would have no problem calling it a Greek religion either.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know why
Hey,
you
brothers,
like make
I
a new rule for
apologize,
Africa.
brother Andrew.
Mm.
While my connection is good, brother Sniper, we're gonna have to wrap this up. And and if Jay,
Oops.
Connection gone. All right, because I got another question.
I don't know why his phone keep breaking up. He sounded like he had something important to say.
He's got that black Jesus neck. Big up,
Brother,
Jason.
Yo, big up. Let's just speak first, guy. He's just arrived on the panel. So.
Yeah, big up, man. Big up, family. Respectfully.
Big up to you.
Salute to Elder Yarah and obviously brother Jesus Minister. Salute.
Come on.
And big up Lansden CEO. Jeez. And all the folks I ain't spoken to. Old tight shit for man.
There.
But did you have another question, or you was good?
Yes, brother. So basically, the brother mentioned earlier about the teachings being ideal, literally for those that were in power, right? I've not really heard a response to that in terms of would you view that as correct? So those teachings of the affirmations or the spells, excuse me if I'm using the wrong words, but would you agree that was just for those that was in power, or do you not agree with that?
No, I disagree with that. Okay. Somebody needs to mute up so I can hear myself.
Someone's got an echo.
That's me.
It's Brother Jesus Minister.
I apologize. I'm going to mute my mic in just a second. That's me, but I need to say this real quick. As we wrap this up, I want to thank this platform, Brother Sniper. Again, Brother Sniper, as I spoke the first time with you guys, are we still in agreement that we will do the debate here on the 27th on the Triluminati platform on the 27th? Are we still in that agreement?
I think so. Jets?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So
yeah, come on.
Okay, so Brother Yarah or Brother Andrew, if one of you brothers can pull up on the screen and let Sniper show on the screen the flyer that is made for the 27th, and let that be seen on the screen and recorded. I would greatly appreciate one of you brothers doing that. And Sniper, if you're able to go to my YouTube channel, Black Jesus Minister, all one word, Facebook. I mean, not YouTube, my Facebook. I'm sorry, my Facebook. Black Jesus Minister, Facebook. but definitely go
Yeah.
to my YouTube channel and subscribe. And if
All right,
you
I
go
got
to
you.
my Facebook page, you'll see the cover photo. That cover photo has the lineup of all of our debaters. And you guys can,
Okay.
if you'll show that to the audience, I would greatly appreciate that. You guys can go there and message me about and keep up with the debates and their dates and their times and all of that. So, and also with the other information that Brother JJ has provided. So, if somebody can please show the 27th of this month debate date flyer and put that on the screen, Brother Sniper, I would greatly appreciate that. And then afterwards, go to my Facebook page and click the cover photo, Black Jesus Minister, Facebook, all one word, and everybody can see that and go there and interact with us and ask questions and keep up with the debates. So go ahead, Brother Sniper. Thank you for allowing me to interrupt there for a minute.
Right. Big up, man.
Okay.
You got that then? Who got the flyer? Who got that?
I think Yarah. Can you put that up, Yarah? He got the flyer. He got a video to it and everything. Well, not a video, but music to it.
Yeah. I don't know about the music bit. But
yeah. And I'll answer brother's question once he's done with that.
So yeah, man, that was good, man. I enjoyed that, man.
Go ahead and answer the question while he's pulling that up, Andrew.
Okay. His I'm gonna repeat the question just to make sure I got it right. He asked me, was only the rich class accustomed to the religion of Egypt, and did only them have the coming forth by day? Is that correct?
That's right, my brother. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No, I said I disagree with that. I think it was the people that were higher up and had resources and money that they had a better understanding. Kind of like in early Christianity when most of the books was written in Latin and the people didn't have books. I mean, they didn't get an actual Bible or the printing press with, Martin Luther. When the Protestants popped out, that's when people, most of the masses.
It's gone silent. I can't hear nothing.
Yeah, I thought it was me for a minute.
Right, Sniper, if you put me on the big screen, I got that flyer up for you, man.
Okay.
What did I do? I don't think that's clear enough for you, man.
It's your phone on. Comparative. What it is.
Ultimate Debate League.
Come on. Fire. 27.
If I can make
yeah, you got close phone, man. There we go.
Yeah, it's not great, man. Not great. Sorry, guys. I tried. Look, at least I made an attempt. I can be a good host when I try. Next time I get the laptop. You gotta get up on the laptop. Go on the Facebook on the laptop and screen share it. That would actually make more sense, because I'm not on my laptop right now. Otherwise, I would have screen shared it.
Oh, Yarah, you have it on your computer?
If anyone's on the computer, there we go. There we go. Much better.
Blim. Big up, Jeds.
May 27th. Is that the correct time?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now our time is different from yours, so we're going by our time, right? Eastern Standard Time. Okay. What time?
I think you're 6 hours ahead.
Y'all 6 hours ahead?
Yeah, we're 6 hours ahead.
What time is that over here?
If it's 3 p.m. there, it's 9. It's about 9 p.m. Something like that.
All right, man.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's all right. We could do that.
Okay. Did the 42 laws of Ma'at influence the 10 commandments? It's going down on, this is Trill Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
No, it will be. It will be on.
Whoever Sniper.
It'll be on Snipers because it's on a Saturday. On the